What if I told you that the secret to stronger legs, fewer falls, and more independence isn't just exercise, but the vitamins and minerals you give your body every single day? As we age, our legs carry the weight of our freedom. But without the right nutrients, muscles weaken, bones thin, and simple things like climbing stairs or standing up can feel like a battle. The good news? You can fight back, starting with 7 powerful allies: vitamin D, calcium, B12, magnesium, potassium, vitamin K, and B6. Think of vitamin D and calcium as the builders of strong bones, keeping you steady and upright. B12 and B6. They're like electricians, keeping your nerves sharp so your steps stay sure and confident. Magnesium and potassium are the quiet heroes that stop cramps, restless legs, and sudden weakness. And vitamin K is the traffic cop, guiding calcium into your bones instead of clogging your arteries. I've seen too many older friends think that weak legs are just part of aging, but that's not the full story. With the right nutrition, your legs can stay stronger, your balance sharper, and your confidence higher. Imagine walking without fear, enjoying the park, or keeping up with your grandchildren. So here's my question for you. Which of these nutrients do you think you might be missing? And what simple change could give your legs a new lease on life? How can just 7 simple vitamins and minerals become the secret weapons that keep your legs strong, steady, and full of life? Let's start with the very first nutrient on our list, vitamin D, often called the sunshine vitamin. Now, why is it so important? Vitamin D helps your body absorb calcium, the mineral that builds strong bones. But it does more than that. It supports the connection between your nerves and muscles, helps your body make proteins that keep muscles strong, and maintains those fast-twitch muscle fibers that allow you to react quickly when you trip or lose balance. In other words, vitamin D is not just about bones, it's about keeping you on your feet. So, what happens when you don't have enough? Weak legs, painful cramps, stiffness, even trembling when you walk. The risk of falling and breaking a hip goes up dramatically. And it doesn't stop there. Long-term deficiency can lead to osteoporosis, weaker immunity, and even heart problems. Here's a real story that shows just how powerful this vitamin can be. In northern India, I met a retired teacher named Arvind who spent most of his later years indoors helping tutor children in his community. Despite being in a sunny country, he rarely stepped outside. Over time, his legs grew weak, his knees ached constantly, and he began stumbling on short walks. His family thought it was just old age, but after a checkup, the doctor found his vitamin D levels were very low. The solution wasn't complicated. Arvind started spending 20 minutes in the morning sun, added oily fish and fortified milk to his meals, and began taking a daily vitamin D supplement. Within a few months, he noticed he could climb stairs without gripping the railing so tightly, and his confidence in walking returned. He even joked, "I feel the sun gave me my legs back." Arvind's story is not unique. Many older adults, even in sunny places like India, develop vitamin D deficiency because our skin becomes less efficient at producing it as we age. Combine that with spending less time outdoors, and deficiency is surprisingly common. So, what can you do? Aim for 15 to 30 minutes of sunlight on your arms and legs in the morning or late afternoon, when the sun is gentle. Add vitamin D-rich foods like sardines, mackerel, fortified milk, egg yolks, or even mushrooms. And if your doctor recommends it, consider a supplement. Most experts suggest around 800 to 1,000 IU per day, though some people with severe deficiency may need more under medical supervision. The lesson is clear. Vitamin D isn't just about sunshine, it's about strength, balance, and independence. Imagine the difference it could make in your own life, just like it did for Arvind. If vitamin D is the key that unlocks bone strength, then calcium is the very foundation those bones are built on. Without it, our legs lose their power, our bones turn fragile, and even the smallest stumble can have life-changing consequences. Calcium is best known as the building block of bones, but it also plays another hidden role. It triggers every muscle contraction. Think about it. Every time you stand up from a chair, take a step, or climb a stair, calcium is at work, helping your muscles fire at just the right moment. Without enough of it, muscles weaken, coordination suffers, and bones are left vulnerable. What happens when you don't get enough deficiency often shows up in small but painful ways. Leg cramps at night, stiffness, or feeling weaker than before. But the real danger comes silently: loss of bone density. This makes fractures more likely, especially in critical areas like the hip, thigh bone, or shin. A broken hip in older age isn't just an injury. It can mean months of recovery, loss of independence, and in some cases, it changes the course of someone's life completely. Let me share the story of Mrs. Patel, a 68-year-old grandmother from Gujarat, India. She loved spending time in the kitchen cooking for her family, but she rarely drank milk and thought dairy products were for children. Over the years, she began to notice cramps in her calves, especially at night. She brushed it off as just age. But one day, while walking to the temple, she tripped on a step and fell. The X-ray revealed a fractured hip, and the doctors diagnosed severe calcium deficiency along with osteoporosis. Her recovery wasn't easy. She spent months in rehabilitation, frustrated that she needed help for even simple tasks like bathing or walking across the room. But with medical guidance, she made a change, adding yogurt and paneer to her meals, snacking on almonds, and using fortified soy milk in her tea. Along with vitamin D supplements and gentle weight-bearing exercise, her bone density slowly improved. Today, Mrs. Patel walks again with confidence and often tells her grandchildren, "Strong bones are made in the kitchen, not the hospital." The good news is, calcium is widely available in everyday foods. Dairy is the most familiar: milk, yogurt, cheese, but you don't have to rely on it alone. Canned fish with bones, like sardines, are excellent. For vegetarians, dark leafy greens such as bok choy and kale, tofu, almonds, and fortified plant-based milks are all rich in calcium. Experts recommend about 1,000 to 1,200 mg per day for older adults. The best way is through food, but supplements can help if your diet falls short. Just be careful. Too much calcium, especially in pill form, can cause digestive issues, kidney stones, or calcium deposits in blood vessels. That's why it's often paired with vitamin D, which helps your body absorb and use calcium effectively. Here's something many people overlook: calcium doesn't just go into your bones automatically. Your body needs a signal, and that signal is movement. Weight-bearing exercises like walking, climbing stairs, or gentle resistance training tell your body, strengthen these bones, keep these muscles strong. Without movement, even the best diet won't be fully effective. Calcium is more than just a mineral. It's the foundation of strength and independence in later years. Like Mrs. Patel learned the hard way, ignoring it can cost dearly. But with the right foods, a little sunshine, and regular activity, you can keep your bones strong, your legs steady, and your life active. If calcium builds the bones and vitamin D gives them strength, then vitamin B12 is like the electricity that keeps everything moving. Without it, your nerves can't properly send signals to your legs, and suddenly, walking, balancing, even standing tall can feel like an uphill struggle. Vitamin B12 is essential for healthy nerves and red blood cells. Think of it as the wiring that connects your brain to your muscles. Every step you take, every time you lift your foot or adjust your balance, B12 is at work behind the scenes. It helps nerves transmit signals quickly and accurately, making your movements smooth and coordinated. Without enough B12, those signals slow down or get disrupted, and your legs can feel heavy, clumsy, or unsteady. The signs of B12 deficiency can be subtle at first: a little tingling in the feet, a sense of heaviness in the legs, or trouble keeping your balance. But over time, the effects can grow serious: numbness, muscle weakness, difficulty walking, and even permanent nerve damage if it's left untreated for too long. Some people describe it as walking on cotton or feeling like their legs just don't belong to them anymore. And here's the difficult truth: many older adults are at risk. As we age, the stomach produces less acid, which is needed to absorb B12 from food. Long-term use of medications for acid reflux or gastritis can also block absorption. Even if you eat plenty of B12-rich foods, your body may not be able to use it effectively. Let me tell you about Mr. Singh, a 72-year-old shopkeeper from Delhi. For years, he felt his legs getting heavier, and he often stumbled on the uneven streets outside his home. He thought it was just old age catching up with him. But soon, he began experiencing sharp, tingling sensations in his feet, and sometimes he felt like he was walking on pins and needles. When his daughter finally convinced him to see a doctor, blood tests revealed he had a severe vitamin B12 deficiency. The culprit? Years of relying on a mostly vegetarian diet combined with acid-reducing medications for chronic gastritis. His nerves were literally starving for B12. The doctor started him on B12 injections, followed by regular oral supplements. Within a few weeks, Mr. Singh noticed a remarkable difference. The heaviness in his legs lifted, his balance improved, and he could walk to his shop without fear of stumbling. He now makes sure to include fortified foods, dairy, and the occasional B12-rich supplement in his diet. His favorite saying to customers is, "It wasn't my age holding me back, it was my vitamin levels." For those who eat animal products, B12 can be found in lean meats, seafood like scallops and clams, eggs, dairy products, and organ meats like liver. But for vegetarians, and especially vegans, getting enough B12 can be more difficult. That's why fortified foods, such as breakfast cereals, plant-based milks, or nutritional yeast, are so important. The great thing about B12 is that it's water-soluble, which means any extra is flushed out in your urine. That makes supplementation quite safe for most people. Doctors often recommend oral tablets, but in cases of severe deficiency, like Mr. Singh's, injections can restore levels more quickly. The key is regular testing, especially for older adults or anyone experiencing symptoms like numbness, tingling, or balance problems. Think about this. One of the biggest fears for many older adults is losing independence, needing help to walk, to climb stairs, or even to stand safely. Much of that fear is tied to falls, and one of the hidden contributors to falls is nerve damage from B12 deficiency. By simply ensuring adequate levels of this one vitamin, you can protect your nerves, keep your steps steady, and hold on to your independence longer. Vitamin B12 is often overlooked, but it may be one of the most powerful defenders of mobility and quality of life. It's not just about preventing tingling feet, it's about giving you the confidence to walk, to dance, to enjoy the world without fear of falling. So let me ask you, have you ever felt that strange heaviness or tingling in your legs and thought, it's just aging? Maybe, just maybe, it's your body asking for more vitamin B12. And the good news is, you can give it exactly what it needs. Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night with a painful leg cramp that makes you jump out of bed? Or maybe you've felt your legs twitch and refuse to relax just when you're trying to sleep. If so, there's a good chance your body is missing one quiet but powerful mineral, magnesium. Magnesium doesn't always get the spotlight, but it deserves it. It's often called the conductor of your muscles and nerves, making sure every contraction and relaxation happens in harmony. Without it, muscles cramp, twitch, or tighten up, and nerves fire unpredictably. It also works hand in hand with calcium. While calcium helps muscles contract, magnesium ensures they can relax afterward. Imagine if your muscles kept clenching without release. Painful cramps, stiffness, and restless legs would quickly follow. Magnesium also plays a role in guiding calcium into bones where it belongs, instead of letting it harden in your arteries or soft tissues. A lack of magnesium shows up in ways many older adults find all too familiar. Nighttime leg cramps, weakness when climbing stairs, slower walking speed, or that jittery feeling of restless legs. Over time, deficiency can also affect balance, coordination, and even sleep quality. And here's the surprising part. Many people are deficient and don't even realize it. Stress, poor diet, and certain medications like diuretics or drugs for high blood pressure can drain magnesium from the body. Even people who think they eat well may still not be getting enough because modern diets often lack magnesium-rich foods. Take the story of Maria, a 70-year-old grandmother living in Goa. She had always been active, walking to the market every morning and playing with her grandchildren in the afternoons. But over the years, she began to suffer from frequent night cramps. She would wake up clutching her calf, unable to stretch the muscle out. During the day, she felt her legs tire quickly, and climbing stairs became a dreaded task. Her family assumed it was just part of aging. But after one particularly bad night, when the cramps left her in tears, Maria went to her doctor. Blood tests showed that her magnesium levels were low. The doctor explained that her high blood pressure medication was partly responsible, and her diet, though full of rice and vegetables, was missing magnesium-rich foods. With a few simple changes, Maria's life began to turn around. She started adding almonds and pumpkin seeds as snacks, included more leafy greens like spinach in her meals, and even tried avocado toast for the first time, thanks to her granddaughter's suggestion. Her doctor also recommended a magnesium supplement in the form of magnesium citrate, which is easier for the body to absorb. Within weeks, her cramps decreased dramatically and her energy returned. "I didn't realize how much I was missing," she said. "Now I sleep better and I'm not afraid of walking up the stairs." Luckily, magnesium is widely available in foods you can enjoy every day. Nuts and seeds like almonds, cashews, pumpkin seeds, and sunflower seeds are excellent sources. Leafy greens such as spinach, kale, and Swiss chard pack a good dose. Legumes like black beans, chickpeas, and lentils, along with whole grains and even dark chocolate, are also rich in magnesium. If you enjoy avocados or bananas, those too add a boost. The trick is variety, making sure your meals include at least one magnesium-rich food daily. Sometimes, food alone isn't enough, especially if medications or health conditions are lowering your magnesium levels. In that case, supplements can help. Magnesium citrate and magnesium glycinate are often recommended because they are well absorbed and gentle on the stomach. But be mindful, taking too much magnesium, especially from supplements, can cause diarrhea or stomach upset. That's why it's best to start with food and then work with your doctor to decide if a supplement is needed. Here's something you might not expect. Magnesium doesn't just help your muscles, it also calms your nervous system. That means it can improve sleep quality. Many people who struggle with restless legs at night or wake up frequently find that better magnesium levels help them fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. And as you know, good sleep is essential for healing, energy, and overall mobility. Just like with calcium, movement makes a difference here too. Gentle stretching before bed, walking during the day, or practicing light yoga can help keep muscles relaxed and improve circulation. Combined with magnesium, these habits reduce the chances of painful cramps or stiffness. Magnesium may not be the first nutrient you think about, but it could be the missing piece behind your tired, cramping, or restless legs. The story of Maria shows that it's never too late to make changes. Sometimes a handful of nuts, a leafy green salad, and the right supplement can give you back peaceful nights and energetic days. So the question is, are those night cramps or restless legs just something you've accepted as part of getting older? Or could your body simply be asking for a little more magnesium? Do your legs ever cramp up suddenly while you're walking or feel shaky when you've been standing too long? Sometimes it's not just tired muscles, it's your body crying out for more potassium, the mineral that keeps your muscles steady, your nerves sharp, and your balance strong. Potassium is an electrolyte, meaning it helps balance the fluids inside and outside your cells. But it also has a more exciting role. It allows nerves and muscles to talk to each other. Every step you take, every time your leg lifts and lands safely, potassium is part of the signal that makes it happen smoothly. It also protects your bones by neutralizing excess acids in the body, preventing them from leaching calcium out of your bones. And for the joints, potassium helps reduce stiffness and supports flexibility, making everyday movement less painful. A potassium deficiency doesn't usually shout at you all at once. It whispers. It starts with small cramps in your calves, a twitch here, a tremor there. Then maybe your knees feel stiff after sitting for a while, or your legs start to feel shaky if you stand for too long. If the deficiency continues, weakness sets in, your reflexes slow down, and your risk of falling increases. For older adults, the consequences can be even more serious. Low potassium has been linked to higher blood pressure, irregular heart rhythms, and brittle bones. The irony? Many people don't realize they're low on potassium until the symptoms become too hard to ignore. Let me share the story of Abdul, a 66-year-old retired postman from Kerala. All his life, he had been active, walking miles to deliver letters. But after retirement, his lifestyle slowed down and his diet became more limited. He loved his daily rice and curry, but rarely ate fruits or beans. Slowly, he began noticing cramps in his calves, especially in the early mornings. At first, he laughed it off. "Just old age," he said. But then the cramps became so painful that he dreaded getting out of bed. His legs felt heavy and stiff, and he even began avoiding the evening walk he once enjoyed so much. A routine health check revealed that his potassium levels were low. The doctor explained that his diet lacked enough potassium-rich foods, and his mild blood pressure medication was also causing his body to lose potassium. The solution was simple but powerful. Add bananas, sweet potatoes, beans, and spinach to his daily meals. Within weeks, Abdul noticed fewer cramps, and within months, he was back to his evening walks. His favorite snack now? Roasted chickpeas with a banana on the side. He often tells his neighbors, "I didn't need more medicine, I just needed more potassium." When people think of potassium, the first food that comes to mind is bananas. And yes, they are an excellent source. But the list is much longer. Avocados, oranges, potatoes with the skin, sweet potatoes, beans, lentils, spinach, mushrooms, and even yogurt are all rich in potassium. The key is variety. By including at least one potassium-rich food in each meal, you can easily meet your daily needs. For men, that's around 3,400 milliliters per day, and for women, about 2,600 milliliters. Now here's something important. While food is the best way to get potassium, supplements should only be taken under medical advice. Too much potassium, especially in people with kidney problems or those taking certain heart or blood pressure medications, can be dangerous. That's why it's crucial to talk to your doctor before making any big changes. Potassium doesn't work alone. It balances with sodium in your body. When sodium is too high, like from processed or salty foods, potassium helps counteract the damage, relaxing blood vessels and lowering blood pressure. And when paired with magnesium, potassium works even more effectively to prevent cramps and keep your muscles relaxed. Exercise is another piece of the puzzle. When you move, your body uses potassium to help muscles contract and release. That's why athletes often drink electrolyte solutions after a long workout. For older adults, walking, gentle strength training, or yoga combined with a potassium-rich diet can make a huge difference in keeping muscles responsive and strong. Potassium is not just about avoiding cramps, it's about keeping your legs steady, your steps confident, and your heart safe. The story of Abdul shows us that sometimes the answer isn't in another pill, but in a plate of wholesome, colorful foods. So let me ask you this. What's on your plate today? Something that drains your body, or something that fuels it with the strength of potassium? We've talked about nutrients that build bones and keep muscles firing. But what if I told you there's one vitamin that acts like a traffic officer, directing calcium to the right place, into your bones, while keeping it away from the wrong places, like your blood vessels? That vitamin is vitamin K. Vitamin K comes in two main forms: K1, found in leafy greens, and K2, found in fermented foods and animal products. Both are essential, but K2 is especially important for bone and heart health. Think of calcium as bricks. Without vitamin K, those bricks can end up scattered, some going into your bones, but some clogging your arteries or soft tissues. With enough vitamin K, those bricks are placed exactly where they belong, making your bones denser, your joints stronger, and your heart safer. Vitamin K also supports muscle function by helping regulate calcium inside muscle cells. That means smoother contractions, fewer awkward movements, and less stiffness in your knees and legs. Deficiency may show up as stiff, achy joints or slower healing after small injuries. Over time, low vitamin K can mean weaker bones, higher risk of fractures, and faster progression of arthritis. Even more concerning, calcium may begin depositing in arteries instead of bones, raising the risk of cardiovascular problems. Let's look at Lata, a 65-year-old woman from Mumbai. She loved gardening, but over the years, knee pain made it hard for her to squat or tend to her plants. She thought it was simply arthritis, something she had to live with. But when she went to a nutritionist, she discovered her diet was very low in vitamin K. She rarely ate leafy greens, and fermented foods weren't part of her meals. With guidance, she began making small changes, adding spinach and kale to her chapatis, trying a Japanese dish made with natto, fermented soybeans, and enjoying cheese and boiled eggs more often. Within a few months, she noticed not only less stiffness in her knees, but also greater energy for her daily gardening. She laughs now, saying, "The greens in my garden healed the joints in my legs." The best sources of vitamin K1 are dark leafy greens, spinach, kale, Swiss chard, collard greens, and even Brussels sprouts. For vitamin K2, think fermented foods like natto, aged cheeses, sauerkraut, and animal products like liver and egg yolks. By mixing both types into your meals, you give your bones and muscles the full benefit. Vitamin K is generally safe, especially from food. But here's a very important warning. If you're taking blood-thinning medications like warfarin, you must consult your doctor before increasing vitamin K intake because it can interfere with how those medicines work. Never change your vitamin K intake drastically without medical advice. Vitamin K is the quiet protector, directing calcium to your bones, keeping joints supple, and supporting graceful movement as you age. Like Lada discovered, sometimes the solution to pain and stiffness is not just in medicine, but in the food you choose each day. So, here's my question for you. How often do you fill your plate with leafy greens or fermented foods? Maybe the missing ingredient for stronger legs and healthier bones is already waiting in your kitchen. We've seen how vitamins like D, K, and minerals like calcium give strength to your bones and muscles. But what about the nerves that control every movement and the energy your muscles need to keep going? That's where vitamin B6, also known as pyridoxine, steps in. Vitamin B6 is like a multi-tool for your body. It helps your nerves send signals, supports the repair of muscle tissue, and allows your body to use protein for energy. Without it, your muscles may weaken, your reflexes may slow, and fatigue can creep in faster than it should. It also helps regulate inflammation, which means less pain and stiffness in your joints. And by supporting the production of red blood cells, B6 ensures that oxygen reaches your muscles efficiently, so you don't get tired after just a short walk. A deficiency in vitamin B6 can feel like your body is betraying you. Your legs may feel heavy, your steps unsteady, and numbness or tingling may creep into your feet. Some people describe it as a constant sense of weakness, or as if their legs don't have the same power they used to. Prolonged deficiency may even mimic neurological problems, making it harder to distinguish from other age-related conditions. Let's talk about Anita, a 69-year-old retired schoolteacher from Kolkata. Anita was always active in her community, leading prayer groups and walking with her friends in the evenings. But she started noticing something troubling. Her legs felt wobbly, her balance was off, and sometimes her hands tingled when she wrote. She assumed it was just arthritis or a normal part of getting older, but her doctor ordered blood tests and discovered that her vitamin B6 levels were very low. Anita's diet was rich in rice and vegetables, but she wasn't eating enough B6-rich foods like chicken, fish, or legumes. With a simple change, adding chickpeas to her curries, enjoying bananas as snacks, and occasionally eating salmon, plus a short course of B6 supplements, Anita noticed a huge difference. Within 2 months, her balance improved, the tingling subsided, and she could join her friends on their evening walks again. She told me, smiling, "I thought my legs were giving up on me, but they just needed better fuel." The good news is that vitamin B6 is easy to find in everyday foods. Chicken, salmon, and tuna are excellent sources. For vegetarians, bananas, potatoes, chickpeas, and fortified cereals provide plenty. Even a simple meal of baked potato with beans can give your body a healthy dose of B6. For older adults, the recommended daily intake is about 1.5 milligrams for women and 1.7 milligrams for men. That may not sound like much, but consistent intake is key. Most people can get enough from a balanced diet, but supplements are available for those with deficiencies. More isn't always better. Taking very high doses of B6 for long periods can cause nerve problems, the very thing you're trying to prevent. That's why it's best to focus on food first and use supplements only when recommended by your doctor. Vitamin B6 may not be as famous as calcium or vitamin D, but it plays a vital role in keeping your legs strong, your nerves sharp, and your energy steady. Just like Anita discovered, sometimes the difference between weakness and confidence is as simple as adding the right foods to your plate. So let me ask you, when was the last time you thought about the fuel your nerves and muscles are getting? Maybe the missing key to steady steps and a stronger life is vitamin B6. So here we are, the end of our journey through the 7 essential vitamins and minerals that can transform not only your legs, but also your independence, your confidence, and your quality of life. But before we close, let's take a step back and see the bigger picture. For many people over 60, weak legs, cramps, or balance issues feel like an unavoidable part of aging. Maybe you've been told it's just old age, or you've accepted that walking slower, needing help with stairs, or even fearing falls is normal. But here's the truth. Aging may be natural, but suffering doesn't have to be. Your legs are more than just muscles and bones. They're the foundation of your freedom. They allow you to walk to the park, dance at a family wedding, play with your grandchildren, and even take care of yourself without depending on others. Every nutrient we discussed, vitamin D, calcium, B12, magnesium, potassium, vitamin K, and vitamin B6, is a piece of the puzzle that helps keep that foundation strong. Think about the stories we shared. Arvind, who regained his balance by stepping into the morning sun and boosting his vitamin D. Mrs. Patel, who learned the hard way that ignoring calcium could cost her independence, but rebuilt her strength with dairy, greens, and exercise. Mr. Singh, who discovered his wobbly steps were not age, but a vitamin B12 deficiency, and felt steadier once he corrected it. Maria, who finally found relief from years of night cramps when she replenished her magnesium. Abdul, who realized a simple change in diet, adding potassium-rich foods, was enough to bring back his evening walks. Lata, whose love for gardening returned when she nourished her body with vitamin K. Anita, who thought her legs were giving up but found new energy through vitamin B6. Each of them faced challenges that felt like the inevitable decline of age. But each of them discovered that with the right nutrients, their bodies still had strength, resilience, and life left to give. What's beautiful is that none of these solutions were extreme. They weren't expensive treatments or complicated medical procedures. They were simple, everyday choices. Stepping outside for sunlight, adding leafy greens to meals, eating a handful of nuts, enjoying a banana, or including fish once a week. It reminds us of a powerful truth. Food is medicine. The right plate can be stronger than pills. The meals you prepare are not just filling your stomach, they're fueling your freedom. Of course, vitamins and minerals don't work alone. They need movement. Walking, climbing stairs, practicing gentle yoga or strength training, all these activities tell your body, keep my muscles strong, keep my bones dense, keep my balance sharp. Nutrition gives your body the building blocks, and movement gives it the signal to use them. Together, they create the recipe for independence. Now, a gentle reminder, not all supplements are harmless. Too much calcium can cause kidney stones. Too much vitamin K can interfere with blood thinners. Too much potassium can harm people with kidney issues. And even vitamin B6, in very high doses, can damage nerves. That's why it's so important to consult your doctor before making big changes, especially if you take medication or have chronic conditions. The safest path is always food first, supplements when necessary, and guidance from a healthcare professional. I want you to imagine something with me. Picture yourself 5 years from now. Do you see yourself walking confidently, standing tall, joining family gatherings without fear of falling or fatigue? Or do you see yourself limited, sitting on the sidelines depending on others? The difference between those two futures may come down to the choices you make today, choosing the foods that strengthen your legs, moving your body each day, and paying attention to what your body needs. You don't have to accept weakness as your destiny. You don't have to fear aging as a slow decline. Instead, you can embrace it as a season of wisdom, joy, and freedom, fueled by the strength in your legs and the nutrients that support them. So I leave you with this challenge. Tonight, look at your dinner plate. Is it giving your legs what they need to carry you into the future you want? Tomorrow morning, when the sun rises, will you give yourself 15 minutes of its gift? And this week, will you add one new nutrient-rich habit, whether it's a handful of nuts, a serving of fish, or a bowl of leafy greens, that your legs will thank you for? Because your future is not written in weakness. It's built step by step by the choices you make now. And the good news is, you already hold the power to choose strength.